how to get high without getting high. Now, I do this simple routine called breathwork, or you may call it breath maxing, or whatever you want it. But basically, it's just working with your breath and getting more oxygen into your brain. You kind of get this feeling of being high. Now, before we dive into the breath work, the reason why I don't consume drugs, alcohol, or cigarettes is because when I used to do them, I was so dependent on them. Instead of me consuming them, they were consuming me. Now, I am not against you doing drugs, alcohol, or cigarettes. I mean, there must be a fine line. You should not let these substances consume you. You must be the one consuming them. I mean, if you are chilling with your friends on this amazing weekend and the sun is about to set and you're enjoying a couple drinks, shooting up a couple bong shots, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. But that should not become an addictive habit where you start sabotaging yourself, your relationships, and essentially your life. And that's what happened to me when I got into this addiction. I started self sabotage, this entire cycle where all my relationships were messed up. My life was going downhill, and I was so consumed by these substances. And I was like, this is enough. I want to get out. I want to come clean. And that's when I decided to quit. And now I have several techniques that help me to be high. Now, one of the best ways to actually be high permanently without trying any technique is actually to raise your vibrational frequency. If you are living at the state of love, joy, happiness, essentially life is like a living dream. Because as a kid, you never really needed any of these substances to feel good. You naturally were happy, you were naturally excited. Something happened along the lines, you got consumed into so much traumatic patterns, so much stuff just went onto you, and life essentially became harder and harder. You started compounding all these traumatic events, and now it's a big snowball inside your heart, inside your mind, and it's preventing you from flying. It's like holding you down like an anchor. And every time you consume these drugs and alcohol, you expect to enjoy life as a kid, but you don't really enjoy 100%. It maybe will give you a feeling of 40%, 50%, 60%, but it's never more than 80%. Like as a kid, that enjoyment that you got, you're not going to get it by consuming drugs or alcohol. And that's why I decided to quit. Now, by raising your vibrational frequency, and when you're doing something that you actually love on a regular basis, it kind of puts you in this very high vibrational state called love. You're doing things by love, everything becomes easier. And essentially, you are getting high from life. Now, I also implement breathwork techniques or breath maxing, where I allow more oxygen to flow inside my brain, which enables me to have this high feeling. In a way, this breath work also helps me to release my trauma, release all these lower vibrational emotions such as anger, pain, shame, guilt, envy, jealousy. Experience all these emotions. Even I'm human like you guys. But the thing is, I immediately let go of them and I don't allow them to consume me. As soon as I, realize that I'm getting angry and I'm about to be consumed by anger, I immediately express it and let go of it. I acknowledge it, express it, let go of it, and then raise my vibrational frequency. Things are hard for you to actually sit down and meditate. I do this breathwork technique. Now, I do a 20-minute breathwork technique. I'm not going to do that here. This is a very quick breathwork technique for anybody to follow. I do this when I don't really have time, when I have to go in the morning, and this is just 3 to 5 minutes. It's a combination of the Wim Hof breathing technique and the dragon breathing technique and my own technique combined together. So it's just 3 to 5 minutes of fast breath work, which I do some mornings where I'm feeling very intense emotions. Like if I wake up and I do my morning routine and I look at my phone and I see some messages that I don't like, it stirs up some intense emotions. And sometimes I wake up, I have a bad dream, I have a nightmare, and I have very intense emotions, and I cannot really start my day with those emotions and expect a very positive outcome. So that is why I do this breath work to immediately flush those negative emotions, those negative thought patterns that are in my head, let go of them, and eventually raise my vibrational frequency. So find a very comfortable place. You can lie down. I sometimes lie down, or you can just sit straight in a chair, or you can sit in the ground in a lotus position or any position that you like. Just make sure your spine is straight. All you have to do, you can close your eyes or open your eyes. It doesn't really matter. Before you start the actual breath work, I take 3 warm up breaths. So that is basically breathe in, breathe out. So I like to breathe in from my nose and breathe out from my mouth. Breathe in. And breathe out. And now you breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Now we're gonna up the intensity. Breathe in, breathe out. 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 Now breathe in, and while you're breathing out, imagine all your negative energy, your trauma is leaving you. Breathe out. Breathe in, hold. Imagine all the negative energy, your trauma is leaving your body with the breath. Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, let go. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to up the intensity more. Breathe in, breathe out. 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 Now, take a rest, take a pause, have slow, deep breaths while you're having this rest. And if you feel like grunting while breathing out, do it. If you feel like screaming and shouting while breathing out, do it. If you feel like screaming and moaning, do it. If you feel angry, if you feel like crying, if you feel like all these heavy emotions are coming up, just let it come. Let it arise to the surface. And then breathe it out. Let it go. And now for the final round, this is much more intense. Just breathe in, breathe out. In fact, finally, breathe in, hold. Hold it for however long you can, and let it out. Then breathe in, hold it for however long you can, and breathe it out. And finally, breathe in, hold, and breathe it out. And while you're breathing out, just imagine all the trauma, imagine all the anger, shame, pain, guilt, envy kind of leaving your body. And when you're holding the breath, it is very important to not overdo it, because sometimes your ego will be like, just hold it for however long that you can. The key is to hold it for however long you feel comfortable and then let it out. So this is basically my simple breathwork routine that I do in the morning when I don't really have time to sit down and do a 20-minute breathwork routine. I hope this helps. You can do this every day, or do it whenever you're feeling these tough emotions, whenever you're feeling intense anger, and you don't really have time to sit down and do a complete breath work. Do it before you're going to work, before you're going to university, before you're going on a date. Sometimes you'll feel intense amount of nervousness before going on a date. So sometimes I feel that, and I do this breath work, and I go on a date, and things go pretty smoothly. They go well. So hope this helps. Let me know in the comments below how you felt about this, and if you need a longer breathwork routine, I will do that too. Anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.